Howdy guys, and welcome to the 29 days of vegetables. It is no longer February, so it's no longer 29 days. It is now March. It's now almost the middle of March, the Ides of March. I don't know, Caesar got stabbed. It's the March 15th kind of thing. So a lot happened in February. The video that I posted before this kind of talked about that briefly, but I think in this video I might do like a little story time voiceover. In this video, I'm painting eggplants and then fennel because I'm doing the ABCs going in alphabetical order. So what happened in February was kind of when I was able to go to the doctor and everything like that. So in November or December, right before the holidays, everything's super busy, getting ready for Christmas and New Year's and everything like that, spending time with family and just all sorts of things going on. I don't remember when I noticed, but I noticed that, hey, I have this little lump at the base of my neck, like right at my collarbone, my collarbone. And I know that I have lymph nodes up, near my jaw, and it kind of feels like that, but I've never felt this before. I was really, really confused. And I think it was the evening time and I was alone, so I didn't really think much of it. And then, by the next day, I basically forgot about it, because I didn't feel anything weird. It was just there, just like a freckle or a mole or something like that. It didn't feel weird. It didn't hurt. I didn't feel weird. I didn't feel sick or anything like that. So I basically forgot about it. Sometime later, I couldn't tell you how long later, days, a week, I noticed it while Wyatt was home, while my husband was home. And I was like, wow, this is really weird. Here, look at this, feel this. Can you see this? And I had him look at it and he was like, well, that's probably just your lymph node. He didn't really think anything of it either because it's not like it was alarming. It wasn't red. It wasn't any signs that it was weird. So the holidays came and went, and then in January, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the doctor and just have it looked at because this is weird. This is a decent size. I would say it's like the very tip of your thumb. It's about that shape and that size. I would say like an almond, but it's a little bit bigger than an almond. So this wasn't like a pea or anything like that. This was a decent sized lump in my neck. So I went to the doctor. And I went to, family doctor. I had not been to a family doctor since we moved to Georgia, which was back in 2020. So this is 2024 now. I finally go to a doctor. It's the first time I've ever seen this doctor. And I tell her, hey, I've got this lump on my neck that I would like you to look at and tell me if it's something to be worried about. And, we kind of go through a little, family history, all that stuff. As far as I know, I don't really have a family history of thyroid problems. And she basically was like, okay, yeah, that's definitely your thyroid. She looked at it, had me swallow, kind of palpated it a little bit. She's like, well, let's get this looked at. She did not seem super worried, but she did seem kind of taken aback, I guess you could say. The size of this lump and where it was located and everything like that. So I wasn't freaking out yet, but I was definitely worried because, to be honest, I was really hoping that it was just well, that's just blah, blah, blah. That's just your thyroid. It's supposed to be like that. Every other time I've gone to the doctor, it's always been something like that. And I don't go to the doctor very frequently, like at all. So she referred me to an endocrinologist, and the earliest that they could see me was March 18th. And I was like, are you serious? Like, is there no earlier appointments that I could possibly see? Like, this is a lump on my neck. I need to get this looked at. And they were like, well, if we have a cancellation, we'll call you. And thankfully, I hope that whoever canceled just, didn't have anything super bad going on, but somebody did cancel. They called me and I was able to go in right before we had a birthday in the family. So it was a lot going on, I was really preoccupied with everything with that, trying to get birthday happiness going on. And so I go to the endocrinologist. He is like, okay, well, let's go ahead and get an ultrasound, which the family doctor did refer me. And so I had already had an ultrasound and they, looked at it and everything like that. But it was just an ultrasound where, an ultrasound technician looked at it. And of course, they don't really tell you anything. Not that I'm criticizing. That's just how it is. So I went to this endocrinologist and he was like, okay, let's do a biopsy, let's do an ultrasound. And they do the biopsy, they do the ultrasound, And, you know, he is saying that, oh, it could be benign, but he wasn't leading me to believe it was benign. A week or so later, I get a call right after my husband had gone to work because he does second shift. He works in the evenings. It was the family doctor saying that she had seen the biopsy results, and she, I guess, could not see that I had a follow-up appointment. So she was concerned. She wanted to make sure that I was getting follow-up care. And essentially, she told me that on the biopsy, there were signs of malignancy, which is cancer, that the lump in my neck is cancer, and she wanted to make sure that I was getting follow-up care. And this was over a phone call, very short, end of the day. She was like on her way home. And she didn't tell me anything more than that. So all that I knew for like a week was that it was cancer. And I was sick. I was in a daze. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I couldn't move. I didn't know what any of it meant. Nothing made sense. I was able to get back into the endocrinologist rather quickly, and he went over it with me that yes, it is cancer, but it is most likely a papillary thyroid carcinoma, which is the most common type of thyroid cancer, and also potentially curable with surgery. So that's where we're at right now. Painting eggplants and fennel and going to get a surgery. So that's all I have. That's my story. Now it's just a matter of waiting to go get my thyroid taken out. I'm having the full thyroid taken out just because of the size of the nodule. I'm having that scheduled for the end of the month, and they said it was an outpatient procedure, so I should be able to go home the same day. It feels such a big issue. Like, it's so scary, so intimidating because it's capital C, cancer, you know, and yet it feels like when I got my gallbladder taken out, kind of casual, like nothing to worry about. So I'm constantly between being terrified and being reassured. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm continuing my little paintings and I'm getting ready for the gardening season. My seedlings are looking fantastic and I'm super excited. I think this weekend we are going to get them in the ground, into the soil. I'm super duper excited.